Hello and welcome to BOI Weekly. I am Kayode Alayode. Today on the show, we take a more cursory look at other factors that may be responsible for stunted growth, capacity deficiency, and the inability of small companies to access funds and be self-sustaining. This is the concluding part of an earlier discussion we brought to you on the myriad of issues surrounding or otherwise plaguing the successful operations of small and medium businesses in Nigeria. My guests remain two senior financial and business executives, both experts on the issue of SMEs in Nigeria. In the last edition, they talked about what it takes to write a bankable business plan, a very fundamental and first step in wooing investors and running a sustainable business, amongst other issues. Let's now join the Director, Enterprise Development Center of the Pan-Atlantic University, Mr. Peter Bamkole, and the Executive Director, SMEs, Bank of Industry, Mr. Waheed Olagunju, for the concluding part of our discussion on how to run viable small and medium businesses and getting the much-needed finance.
Are you a graduate currently serving in the National Youth Service Corps program? Then this news is for you. The Bank of Industry, in partnership with the NYC Directorate, has launched a 2 billion Naira Graduate Entrepreneurship Fund, GEF. The scheme is to encourage graduates of tertiary institutions to venture into business and become employers of labor rather than job seekers. To be eligible for this program, the Corps member will have to take part in an online business plan competition to choose 1,000 coppers with the most promising rail sector business ideas. The selected Corps members will undergo a 3-day intensive entrepreneurship capacity building program that will run simultaneously in NYC camps across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, including Lagos. Successful Corps members who are able to produce bankable business plans would be provided with loans of up to 2 million Naira at 9% interest rate per annum, with tenures ranging from 3 to 5 years. So, hurry! Go to the GEF online application portal at www.boinigeria.com/GEF and submit your business idea. Application closes at midnight on the 3rd of November 2015. The training will run nationwide from the 18th to the 20th of November 2015. For more information, visit www.boinigeria.com/GEF.
You said people's attitude to lending is not really good. But the issue is, what if I have a good attitude to lending? What if I have shown that I can manage money well? But there are several other things that are required in a business plan. For instance, information that I cannot find myself, that I cannot provide for myself, but they are not available.
This is where the business service providers that he talked about comes in. Yeah. Again, you are not supposed to know everything. That is their business. So they have access to information that will help your cause, that will help you to say, yes, what you are thinking is correct, and then it will defend your position. But you have to also pay for it. It's not free.
What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. I mean, like I told you, the fees range between 10,000 and 50,000 Naira, for as long as the loan is below 200 million Naira. And on our developmental side, we've continued to evaluate the society, and we've been moderating some of our requirements, right, on a case-by-case basis, depending on the environment. Today, you can lend up to 10 million Naira. We can lend up to 10 million Naira without our cassette-based collateral, right? We can do that. We ask for the guarantees of some specific members of society. If you're a civil servant, perhaps on level 12 and above, right? If you're a banker, an assistant manager. If you work in a telecoms company or an oil company or a well-established private sector organization, if you're a manager. And then you come with an authorized statement of net worth to cover the amount that we're trying to lend. So we're still looking at character now of the promoter, and also members of society who are ready to attest to the character of the entrepreneur by seeking their personal guarantee. He mentioned stakeholders, the customers, the financial institutions, the governments, the business service providers. We all constitute the ecosystem. And the customers really need to help us in terms of de-risking the environment, right? So a lot depends on the customers. They can make life easier for lenders if they are more transparent, if they are more sincere, if they are more genuine. But you cannot lower your guards when you know that the character in question is doubtful. Because it will, in no time, the institution itself will collapse. It's supposed to be a revolving arrangement. It's when he borrows from me and he repays, then he can come back for a second one, or even a third one. Yeah. Like in our Hall of Fame, we have a fast-track approach for our customers who have done very well. Those who have borrowed once or twice or thrice and have done well. So when they come back to us, then we can lower the standards for them. We'll be able to establish that the character is impeccable, relatively, in the society. But we still have those issues, particularly from the point of view of a government government-owned financial institution.
Recently, Nigeria wasn't rated too encouragingly in the Ease of Doing Business Index. How does that make you feel?
Well, it depends on who is doing the rating. And a lot of figures have been bandied around. In one breath, some will say, in terms of ease of doing business, our ranking is very low. In another breath, UNCTAD will report that in terms of returns on investment, we rank number 4 in the world, with 35%, right, over the years. In terms of attracting foreign direct investments to Africa, we also rank number 1 in Africa. So if business is not easy, we know that things can be better. Where are these returns coming from? How come these capitals are coming into the country? I mean, a lot of businessmen do confess, particularly the foreigners, there is nowhere in the world where you can make money as easily as you make in Nigeria. Aliko says so. If you look at the Forbes ranking, right, the top 4, at least 4 Nigerians who are in that ranking make their money from this country. Aliko Dangote, Michael Ledenuga, Abdulsamad Rabiu, and Folorunso Alakija.
Okay. I'll let you respond to that, but isn't it also curious that many of these figures that can be seen as credible within the Committee of Nations are not emanating from Nigeria? What's happening with our own database? Are they credible?
First of all, we do have data that are coming out of Nigeria. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics is empowered to do that, and they are doing that. And if you go to the website, you will always see that. They release all this kind of data from time to time. Now, on the issue of the ease of doing business, this is a World Bank thing that they do every year for all countries. There are specific things that they look for. So the ease of registration, for instance, is one of them. The access to your ability to be able to enforce a contract is one of them. Power and all kinds of indices. Now, it is true that when you put all those indices together, the aggregation of that will make Nigeria not look good. Consistently, we've not passed 130 out of the 180 something or 90 countries that have been ranked. We are consistently in the lower quartile. However, the point he made is also germane, but they are not mutually exclusive. I mean, you can be working in a very tough terrain and be making good money. In fact, because it's a tough terrain, that is when the return will be high. Now, the reality is that we can ease business, or we can ease the way of doing business can be eased. I will tell you that we do have quite a number of foreign investors, which we are relating with on a different level. And in terms of approvals alone, it can take as long as 2 years to get approvals. And so everything basically is on freeze, and you don't know. You can imagine somebody paying something like $2 million for approvals to be able to build maybe a mall or something and all of that. And you are still not sure whether or when you are going to get those approvals. But when the approval comes out, all the losses or all the freeze that you've had in those 2 years, generally they are recovered very fast. And that is why FDIs will continue to come to Nigeria. That is also why people will say, hey, just stick in there, the returns are better and they are worth it at the end of the day. But we can actually be the real hub if we want to be. Make it a lot easier. What is Dubai enjoying today? Why should people that wants to go to London still fly to Dubai before flying to London? It's ease and some other things that are connected to it. I believe Nigeria can be that one for West Africa. We're doing that, but we can do it a lot better than we're doing today.
When BOI Weekly returns, there have been repeated calls for entrepreneurship to be taught in our secondary and higher institutions. Find out what my guests have to say about this. We'll be right back.